because it's like the people who want the law to be thou shalt and thou shalt not in the sense of something you perform, they hate that I said that.
Sure.
And the people in grace, or who think they're in grace, that have built their whole theology around the law is like sin and death, they hate it that I said that. Because now all their eschatology is ruined, all their everything that they've built around this idea that man's problem was the law.
Yeah.
Man's problem was the carnal mind.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, with that being said, even though the law wasn't sin and it wasn't death and it wasn't that what was against us, even should we see the law for what it was, Christ would have still had to come and manifest what the law was physically talking about, right?
Yep.
So we couldn't say, well, if we see the law for what it was, then we wouldn't need Jesus to come, right? Because that was prophesying of Jesus coming, and he still had to die away our death, right? It could have told us to rest in God, but the work would have still needed to have been done.
Yeah.
For Jesus to come, take death upon himself, die it away into the grave, for there would be a human being clothed in glory and immortality, because there had to first be a human that rested in God in order for the Spirit to be made available to all flesh.
Yeah.
Right? God needed a human that had authority over all of the earth and all flesh to believe what he said.
Yes.
And that's what he needed Adam to do. And then heaven and earth could be one. That's why it says that God reconciled all things back unto himself, whether in heaven or in earth. Because humans had dominion in the earth.
Right.
And now this human came. That's why Jesus talked about in John 17, I have authority over all flesh. Glorify me that I might glorify you in the eyes of all humans. Reveal what you think of me and what you intend to do with my life, and that will reveal the truth about you and what you think of humans. Right?
Hallelujah.
And then, so Jesus had authority over all flesh. We needed him to trust in God, because then God could pour the Spirit out on all flesh. And now the Spirit could be available to every human being. Right? Because God needed a human in agreement with him. Because this is the part that is hard for human beings to accept. God honored man as a co-equal. He gave them dominion over the earth. And he gave himself dominion over the heavens. And so he honored man as a co-equal, and he wanted man to enter into his rest and thus be joined one with him. And then man's dominion and God's dominion will become one. Yes. Boom! Boom! You know, like a big bang.
Yeah.
Like a big bang. There'll be some scientists that after Jesus returns and he brings heaven with him, and heaven and earth collide, there'll be some scientists that have believed on Jesus all along, and they'll be like, the Big Bang! The revelation of what the Big Bang was.
There you go.
It's not exactly like the world taught it, but there was some collision.
That's right.
That's what the guys will say. The girl